Welcome to The Myer the Merrier. We are a family of 5 that left the U.S. for Koh Samui, Thailand in August of 2023. Last spring, we took a trip on the Seahorse ferry because we thought it would be fun for the kids. This fall, we've decided to take it once again because at this point, it turns out that the flights were actually a little more expensive than taking the ferry. This will be a series of videos documenting our vacation to Japan, and our trip from Koh Samui to Bangkok was the first leg of the trip. When we booked, we were given a QR code to show our reservation, but since we do need an ID to get aboard, they were simply able to find us using our passports. We are traveling light because we will be changing hotels several times during our trip, so we each just have a carry-on and a personal item. I'm just showing a quick view of the chalked and tied down wheels of each of the cars that is on board. You can see that the cars are very securely affixed to the ship. I will say that I thought it might be a little more difficult a journey this time because it is getting into rainy season. But the ride was very smooth, and we saw some rain while we were on board, but the trip was very nice regardless. Once we got out of our ride to the pier, we got some help bringing our bags in, and then we got some help bringing the bags upstairs into the main common area of the ship. We will then get our key to find our room on board. Our trip took place just before we left for Japan, which was late in October, and the crew did an amazing job of decorating the ferry for the holiday. At the registration counter, there was a little candy bowl for the kids. Don't worry, everything was packaged if you're wondering why Ryan sniffs it all. When we get to the registration counter upstairs, we got 2 keys because there were 2 doors to our room, being one of those inside rooms. There's a little schematic of the boat so you can kind of see where your room is. And then some coupons to get your breakfast coupons the next day. I'm not sure why there are 2 parts to that. As usual, we each have basically a carry-on, but then we have all these other little bags with snacks and everything else that we bring. So, but we definitely are excited about having dinner here tonight. So there are 4 beds. They are all pushed together. 2 TVs. Yep. That's more TVs than I expected. And then there are snacks in the room. And she said all of this is free, you know. If you haven't seen the last video. So we stayed in this room the last time, and it is at the end of the hall. It's a short hall, and what I remember is that the bathrooms were very, very clean the whole time we were here. So men's here, women's here, and then it's a big circle that we took. And then again, I'm coming back here. So the doors don't immediately lock for you. Everyone's trying to figure out where they're going to sleep tonight. But I think it's basically like one giant bed and the blankets and the towels and stuff like that. So it's very nice. It's a really big room.
It's right across the hall from our last room.
And it's right across the hall from the last room. So we are excited to be here. But yeah, this is where we're staying. And we're excited, and we're going to probably go out. Should we go out and try to find some lunch?
No.
Okay, well, Daddy and I are hungry, so we're gonna go get some lunch. If you guys don't want to go, then you'll stay here. One of the employees of the Seahorse Ferry was kind enough to show me a room that I could get into that was not booked for the trip, and it happens to be one of the family rooms that does have a window and has a sink, but a little smaller than our room. So, but you can compare, see what you think. So this room is similar to our room in the respect that it has the 4 beds, which look very nice, and it has a window, which our room doesn't have a window. And so I did, again, get the seasickness medication in case that was a problem. There was 1 TV in here, but there are 2 TVs in our center room, which again is larger, doesn't have a window. It's got some closet areas, but we just left our bags out. And this one, though, does have a sink, which is nice because then you can brush your teeth and all of that at night, and then you don't have to run off to the bathroom. So this is it. This is one of the family rooms. So the steps are this way. So this is where we had breakfast last time, but it's also a restaurant. I think, you know, folks that are getting on around lunchtime are looking for a little bit of lunch, which is what we're doing. I'm just going to let you take a peek at the menu. There's an appetizer menu. Those things that are 100 baht are roughly $3, 150 roughly $5. We noticed that the menu was weighted a little more toward the Thai side perhaps than last time. There are some salads, pastas, and pizzas on the menu. But last time Steve got a steak and I got salmon, and we didn't find either of those two things on the menu this time. There is a dessert menu and a beverage menu. And then there is a kids menu, and a lot of that is also Thai, just a few things that are European or Western. There are some appetizers that might fit for kids too. Girls are drawing, but Janie wanted to get a pizza, so I thought I would just share that with her. It's a margarita pizza, looks amazing, smells amazing. And then we'll see what else comes out for the other three. Got their mac and cheese, which looks really good. So Ryan had some pizza.
This one's different than the one I was.
Was it?
Ryan.
What's different, Ryan? It's different than last time?
Yeah, the last one it was white on the grown-ups menu.
Oh, okay. All right, well, they ate it all last time, so I'm guessing they'll eat it all this time. So we always say Thai rules when your food comes. You eat crispy pork pad see ew, which also looks very good. Make a face of enjoyment.
I'm gonna design a hand that I'm gonna just make
Looks
my
great.
hand.
Thank you. It's very good.
All right, no one's going to complain about an icy glass and a nice cold beer, so we're going to enjoy that. And I'm taking a video of you pouring your beer into your frosty glass. A quick check-in reminder that the ferry leaves at 2 o'clock. Check-in starts at noon, but you must be at the downstairs check-in by 1:30. If you do not make the ramp before it starts coming up, you will miss the boat. We are always a little skeptical of these claw games, but I will tell you that over the next couple of hours, the kids and Steve spent a bunch of time and a decent amount of tokens on these games, but everybody got 3 or 4 things during the course of the evening, so everybody was pretty happy when it was time to walk away, although it was really hard to get them to walk away. We then headed up to the top deck for some drinks and dinner. Just taking a quick look at the drink menu, I did notice that when people are buying liquor, it looks like they're buying little bottles and then mixing it themselves. So that was a little bit different. The cocktail menu, about 300 baht per drink, roughly $9. Things like Cosmopolitan or a margarita. We did end up splurging a little bit on this bottle of Bad Boy. It was a really good bottle of wine, 1,800 baht, which is about $52 US. All right, I got the chicken fried rice. It's okay. And Ryan got the
She wants
nuggets.
She wants this.
So we decided that we wanted to do sunset dinner on our little cruise. Very rainy today, and I didn't think there would be a very pretty sunset, but I was wrong. So live music will start in just a few minutes. Steve is actually locking the door. You do have to lock it. Turn around, Steve. Turn around, Steve. So you have to take these tickets they give you at check-in up to the front desk, and you'll get the coupons for breakfast, if breakfast comes with your room. There's this little video game here, kind of by the registration front desk. Janie, I can't see Ryan tonight. And the kids like to play it. There's also some kind of a video game here. Everything in this is free. There's just something to keep the kids occupied. And Janie got that out of the claw machines last night.
No, Dad
And then
did.
for really little kids, there's a room here where they can play, but our kids are just too big for that. But there's definitely some stuff for kids to do. We all got the same breakfast, which is the American breakfast. Eggs are really good. Steve said the eggs are really good. And then the orange juice comes with the breakfast. We did get coffees for ourselves and hot chocolates for the kids. Looks good. I do enjoy the part where we're heading up the river. See this barge. I'm not sure if the folks who were driving on and off were allowed to get down to this first floor before others, but it doesn't really matter. We weren't in a huge hurry to get off the ferry anyway. So they just drive off the same ramp that we walk off, which is the same ramp everyone got on when we arrived the day before. I meant to call a grab prior to getting off the ferry, but I forgot with all of the excitement going on. I did take a look though and saw that on the Grab app there is a location, a pickup location called the Seahorse Ferry Bangkok Pier. So I think that makes it a lot easier in order to call a Grab. Now I'm not sure if the Grab actually comes kind of into this warehouse area. I do know that the staff of the ferry did kind of flag Steve down while he was getting off and let him know that if we wanted to catch a ride out, I think there was a truck that was carrying some luggage and maybe there was a golf cart or some cars. But either way, we could have caught one of those vehicles in order to get out. There are 5 of us and we wanted to try to get a 10-person van with room for luggage, but there was nothing available. So we tried again for an SUV. And Steve and the kids are in the back seat and I'm in the front seat. And all of our luggage, I mean, we have 5 carry-on bags and a bunch of backpacks, etc. It all fit in this SUV. So is it Suzuki? Yeah. Suzuki or Ertigue or something like that. And so yeah, it's actually less expensive than the 10-person van, and we all fit just fine. So we are heading over to our first hotel. Sadly, Steve and I don't really like switching hotels too much because we tend to lose things along the way on the trip, but I think we're staying at 7 different places through this trip, so it's going to be a challenge for us to stay organized.